Are you a screwdriver in hand manager? If you are new to a leadership or management role, perhaps that's really appropriate. But depending on where you are in your journey from early days of leadership and management into senior management, it might be something that's holding you back from the success that you really deserve and from the success that you can generate through your team. Hi, I'm Campbell Such. This is Mind Bite Thursday, your weekly dose of the human edge in technology. In this week's video, I want to cover off the idea of a manager who's still got a screwdriver in hand and whether or not that's appropriate for you where you are in your leadership and management journey, and why asking yourself that question might really help you to figure out what the next best steps for you are in your journey to success in leadership and management. I met last week with a very senior leader and manager in a large organisation who has moved up through the IT ranks from a junior role into more and more senior roles, into senior CIO role, and then has now moved on to an even more senior role, with more responsibility in his organisation. And he was relating the story of how early on in his career, in one of his previous roles, he had been taken aside by his CEO who he was reporting to, and he said to him, "You're still doing a whole bunch of the work to add permissions and do a whole lot of the technical stuff. I'm taking off you all of your administrative privileges, all of your ability to be able to make changes on the system." You go, whoa, he's a senior IT guy. Why should that be the case? The reason was, as his boss said, because I need you to learn how to grow as a leader and a manager and get stuff done through other people, not do it yourself. To learn the skills and the techniques and the tools and the approaches to get things done. Well, it was a turning point in his life, and his career went from strength to strength after that and has led him to this incredibly successful career and an amazing role that he's in now and a number of other things that he's involved in. So the question to ask yourself is, where are you in your leadership and management journey? Have you just started out, you're on the first rung, have you made some strides along, or are you starting to move into senior leadership and on with aspirations to grow and have a really successful career? Well, if you do, then one of the key things to think about is knowing that the technical aspect of your role is going to get less and less, and in a very senior role you're going to be only managing people and managing people through people with no technical component to the role anymore. Perhaps now's the time to start thinking about how you can transition into that and what you need to do to prepare yourself for those roles going forward. So to sum up, are you a screwdriver in hand manager? If you are, time to ask yourself the question, is that the most appropriate thing for me? Am I early days in my role where I still need to be hands-on and having that technical expertise is still important? But going forward, how can I prepare myself to make sure that when I am in a more senior role, when I'm managing people, or even in a more senior role managing people through people, that I'll have all of the skills and all of the approaches and all of the tools that I need and the questions and I guess some of the answers, but mostly the questions, to be able to succeed in my role, and not just in my role, but to help my team succeed by giving them the tools and techniques and trust and capability that they need to grow in their roles, whether they're technical or leadership. Something to consider, something to ponder. That's Campbell Such for this week. Over and out. See ya. Bye.